Hi, you guys. My name is Uchechi, God's Wish or God's Will. I also go by Essence Love because love is the essence of life. Okay, and today I have a word for you all. Honestly, I'm just here to share a testimony and to be a light and encourage all of you to continue your relationship with God, your journey, to build and strengthen that relationship, and then to also use your gifts and your talents and your voice to advance the kingdom. Okay, and so today is a little bit different. Honestly, I just have a testimony for you guys today that I wanted to share, give you guys an update on what's been going on with me, and really kind of like introduce myself, give a background. I started this channel quite some time ago, and I'm just really starting to get a grasp on who I am in this journey as a child of God, as a woman of God, and how I want to share how I want to share with you guys. I really do want to build a community with you all. My goal for this channel is to really just embrace embrace life, really to embrace life. I definitely would love to build a community, so please feel free to introduce yourself, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I also have my information down below if you would like to reach out to me and just talk or add to the community as well. So without further ado, we're going to get into this video. Okay, so a few days ago, Shantia Deja, or now Shantia, had dropped a video on an overnight unexpected shift. So an unexpected overnight shift. She had dropped a video and it spoke to my spirit, really. And God has been guiding me and leading me into this idea of relocation. This has been a topic that God has been speaking to me about for a few months now. And when I watched the video, I just felt in my spirit that, this word is for me. And this word is for me right now. And so I do have a few testimonies regarding that word that I would like to share. And so one testimony I have is the day prior to watching that video, I had went out to the living room in my recent home that I just was removed from. I went to the living room and I went to go visit the plants, so our house plants. And so, I was talking to the house plants, caring for them. I checked the soil, see if they needed any water or whatnot. And in one of the house plants, I had planted an apple seed just to see if it'd grow and how that process would look like. And so I went to go check on the sprout. It had been sprouting for a few weeks now, maybe about two or 3 weeks it has sprouted. So I went to go check on the plant, and the original parent plant, house plant, was not really doing so well, but the apple sprout was doing amazing. And so I noticed that the apple sprout needed its own pot. It needed to be replanted. It needed to be relocated. And so I'm talking to God about this process. And, I wanted to ask, I wanted to ask for a flower pot that I could replant my apple sprout in. And I was talking about God about relocation and, just trying to understand what this really meant for me as well. And so the next day, which would actually be the day before I moved out, The next day, I was actually gifted 2 flower pots without even asking for them. My auntie came home and she was like, "Here you go." And I kid you not, I started laughing, just jumping up and down. I was super excited, especially, talking to God about, receiving these flower pots. And then I knew, okay, this is definitely time for relocation. It's happening now, and it's gonna happen fast. And so that was one testimony, just the flower pots, representing relocation, replanting, right? And so our environment is meant to support us the best that it can. And so when your resources run out or your environment is no longer able to provide for you, that's when God relocates or removes you from a certain environment. And so that just, it was amazing. It blew my mind. It's like God heard me. God heard my prayers. And to receive something that, you wanted or you've needed, without even having to really like ask for it, it's really a blessing. So another testimony I have is actually, so the day that I watched the video from Shantia, Unexpected Overnight Shift, okay, the day that I watched that video, I was talking to God and I was telling God, these certain things are aligning, and I just feel like I am going through another exodus. I'm going through another movement. I'm, crossing that sea again. And so I was telling God, this is what I'm feeling. And then later that day, I just got a craving for lamb. I just got a craving for lamb. And so I needed to go grocery shopping. And so I was like, should I get chicken? Should I get lamb? Like, I don't know what to do. And so I wanted lamb chops, but they didn't have lamb chops at the place that I was shopping at. But they had ground lamb. So I was like, okay, you know what? We'll just try it. And so I had made lamb sliders. Baby, let me tell you something. Lamb sliders, okay? Ooh, lamb sliders. They were so good. So I did the ground lamb like a regular burger. I seasoned my meat and whatnot. I like veggies, so like bell peppers, onions, and stuff like that. And so I chopped the veggies like thin slices, and I also used pineapple too. So I grilled the pineapple and the veggies in like a kind of like a teriyaki sesame sauce. And then I did my lamb burgers, and I did some vegan cheese, and then I used the Hawaiian rolls for the slider buns. Delicious, okay? And so that night I had my lamb. I satisfied my craving. I was so happy with it. And the next day I woke up, and so I had a specific agreement with my living situation. And so I received a message that that agreement came to an abrupt change, and I have about 3 days to relocate. And so I just said, thank you for that information. Thank you for letting me know. And I just kind of like, I came back and went to my room, and I had the greatest smile on my face, and I just knew that God was moving, and I'm like, today's the day. Like, I know today's the day. And so just a side note, to backtrack a little bit, I was staying with family at the moment. They had a room rented out for me for 2 months. I asked for an extension. I was given an extension. However, a few days later, I was notified that there was some changes to the extension, and that the extension was no longer possible, and that the person whose original room I was renting would be coming back, and so that I had to relocate. And so I found that out the next morning, and so I was like, today's the day. God's gonna do it, whether I get my apartment or just relocate it into a new environment. I'm not sure what God is doing, but I know God is moving and God is moving today. And so I have made up in my mind that I would move into my new home that day. And so the day after, the morning after, I watched Hanchia's unexpected overnight shift. So this was kind of expected, but it wasn't expected like this. Expect the unexpected, okay? And so I'm cleaning up my room, getting my things together. I make breakfast. I made some banana and pecan pancakes, and then I have blueberries on the side. Scoop some dairy-free ice cream on top. Okay, so I'm like, I'm not gonna let myself stress out. I know God has handled this already, so I'm just gonna have the most amazing day I can. And so that's exactly what I did. I sat down and I put on some TV. Okay, so with another family member that I have. So we were watching TV, and I come back and it switched to a show. Now, I don't really watch TV much. I'm more of a YouTube gal or a music gal or a writing gal. So I don't really do TV all that much, but there was a show called The Cleveland Show that was playing. And so when I walked in back into the room, it was on season 1, episode 1. But when I came into the room, the scene on the TV, basically it was Cleveland, which is this man, and his son were in a bathroom. The father was taking a bath, and then the son was just sitting talking to him on the toilet. And he mentioned something, and the conversation kind of basically, like, the dad had said, we have to leave tonight. We have to be out of here by tonight. And then brought up moving to California, which is also another conversation that I had with somebody prior. I originally had been in California for about 15 years after moving from Wisconsin when I was about 8, due to family, I don't even know what to call it. But due to family circumstances, me and my sister moved to California when I was about 8. And so right before I turned 24, about 15 years later, I moved back here to Wisconsin, to Green Bay. And so, yeah, I was considering moving back home to California. I don't know. Home is where the heart is, really. But it was mentioned in the show. And so I looked at my other family member, and they looked at me, and I was like, like, knowing everything that's going on, they're like moving tonight, right? That topic of moving tonight. They were packing up, packed everything up, got on the road, and started their journey. And so I was like, that's another confirmation that God is moving. Okay, so the first confirmation was the flower pot. Okay, so the relocation, replanting, right? So I had talked to God about replanting, and then the next day I was gifted 2 flower pots. The second experience was just a craving for lamb, talking to God about, going through another exodus, stepping into my promised land. And so, yeah, I'm stepping into my promised land. And so I went and, ate my lamb, had my little Passover meal. And so the next day I was relocated. I was removed from my prior home and into my new home literally within 1 day. It was overnight, an unexpected overnight shift, okay? And then so the third testimony was just watching a random TV show and them mentioning moving that night. So that all happened while I was in this relocation process. I have a bit, you can see kind of my surrounding. I'm considering doing a video where I kind of just, give y'all a glimpse, or I could just give y'all a glimpse right now, to be honest. So I'm here, I'm sitting on my beanbag chair with my little Eye of the Tiger blanket, which a word is coming soon about Tiger Eye of the Tiger, so look out for that. But behind me, I have my closet with my little color lights on. Okay, so one thing about me is I love my colored lights. It makes really any situation, circumstance, room feel like home to me. If I have my color lights and my diffuser, then I am a-okay. So I have my closet behind me. Here's my desk. I have my setup. I have a painted picture. It says, God is within her. She will not fail, okay? And then I have my little memorial station for my dad over there. Yeah, so that's my working desk. And then that's my bed. I won't disclose the exact place I'm at, but I am in a shelter at the moment. And this transition was very abrupt for me. And I also have personal experience with staying in a shelter with my parents. So it was kind of an emotional roller coaster, but you know, I allow God to allow me to accept and receive this relocation as a blessing. And I know God's hand was in this. I know this was nothing but God, right? The hand of God, the movement of God. And so I really accept this place as a blessing. And it is a refreshment. Really, it's truly a refreshment for me. And now I am able to receive the care and the resources that I need. This is definitely a place to guide me and push me into the woman that God is calling me to be. I have many testimonies to share with you all. This is not the first time that I have received some type of shelter from an organization. So this is kind of new to me, but not quite. This is honestly my first day of being here. I moved in on a Friday and then I had to work Saturday. I moved in Friday night, had work Saturday and Sunday, and then Monday I was in the process of moving my stuff from my previous location into my new location. And then another thing I wanted to add was God was just, you know, talking to me, reminding me, highlighting in the spirit to me that this move that is taking place, this relocation, this replanting that is taking place, you're not completely walking away from what was where you were. Okay, you're not completely walking away from that space, from that version of you. You are just transforming, okay? And so, like, do I want to break this down into another word? Okay, so Holy Spirit is just guiding me to share this, so I'm going to share it now. Really, I guess the title of this word, it will be relay race, okay? Pass the baton, okay? And so God gave me an image the other day of running a relay race. And so I had the image of the person running with the baton, okay? Running, and then getting ready to pass it to the next runner. And so I've been to a few track meets and I realized that the person that is getting past the baton, they start running before the previous person comes. So let's say person 1, 2, and 3, right? So person 1 is running with the baton. Person 2 is waiting for that person 1. And while they're waiting, as person 1 begins to approach person 2 then starts to run, reaches back, grabs the baton, and then starts running towards person 3. And so God gave me the image that, you know, this is the versions of you, right? Past, present, and future. And so God is reminding me that while your past, you don't go back, you don't run back to your past. Your past is there to teach you, is there to push you, okay? So your present is in motion, and when your present is in motion, when you're moving towards the future, when you're moving towards a better, right, you're already in motion. Now you are in motion, you reach back, right, you reach back to grab and possess what you've learned, okay, the resources, the memories that have helped you. You reach back to grab those things while you're still in motion. You don't stop. and you don't move backwards. You continue pushing forward while also reaching back, okay? And so the person in the middle, person two, is the present you, okay? You reaching back to grasp everything that you were taught, right? Those lessons, while also continuing to move forward, getting ready to pass that baton into the next version of yourself, okay? And so that definitely really helped me. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I'm getting tingles. That definitely really helped me get a better grasp, get a better idea, get a revelation of this process, this growth process, right? And how to utilize my past, present, and future, but then also understand that it's all one, okay? Because all we really have is right now. And so it was definitely a beautiful way that God showed me how to move, right? And to stay in motion, right? Slow motion is better than no motion, right? Instead of staying stagnant, to still continue to take those baby steps forward. You can reach back, but do not turn back, okay? So, yeah. That's all I really have for now. I do have a meeting to go to in a little while, and I have some words that God is releasing unto me that I do want to get into, finish up. Definitely would like to relax. I had a late night last night, and so I was just able to. I'm not done completely, but I was able to move most of my stuff in and really get my room together. I apologize. I apologize for the excess noise, but we gonna make with what we got. But I finally was able to get myself more acclimated with my environment. I feel like I'm at home now, and so I really want to enjoy this before I have to get to work. So I thank you guys for tuning in and building this community with me, and I'm excited to continue to grow and to learn and to love. Again, the major essence of this video was to tell my testimony and highlight Shantia's video, okay? Unexpected overnight shift. I have a personal testimony on that with pretty much three core examples on how God moved and how God was speaking to me concerning this video, and that if you put your faith in God, if you believe, God will move, but it's also up to you on how you perceive, okay? God is doing a new thing. Do you not perceive, okay? Do you not understand? For God to ask you, do you not understand, is to highlight the way that you receive and perceive God, okay? And so yeah, I thank you guys so much for tuning in. My stomach is growling, so I'm gonna go make me some brunch. I hope you guys have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed, lovely day. Okay, I love you, but God loves you so much more. Again, I pray that this encourages you to use your gifts and talents and your voice to advance the kingdom and strengthen your relationship with your community as well as your creator. Thank you guys. Again, it's Essence Love. Bye.